1,000 acres is the main threat for California firefighters right now. Ginger tracking the latest. Good morning, Ginger.
George, the Caldor fire did this to Reno, Nevada, the worst air quality them. They are still doing the survey. More than 28,000 people. But there's also the French fire. 15,000 plus acres burned. You see it taking over the camera, eventually burning the camera. They've got that one 15% contained. We will see more air quality issues and TJ on the map, excessive heat watch there in Arizona and far southern California.
All right, Ginger, we'll check in with you again. I want to turn to something
raging in the west, the massive evacuations that are underway right now as 10,000 firefighters. But first, good morning to Ginger.
Good morning to you, Fred. Not injuries reported, thankfully. Now it's all about flash flooding today, especially into New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and even Maine. So that's what's left of Fred, but we now have Henri. And a lot of the computer models are trying to take Henri toward us, not just New York and New Jersey, but up toward the Cape especially. So in the cone now, and we'll be tracking it as we get later in the weekend. That's when we'll promise you high surf, but will we have more? We'll know a lot more in the next 24 hours. Your local weather in 30 seconds. First, though, the Sunny Cities, sponsored by Target.
Causing massive power outages, the lights going out last night in the entire city of New Orleans. We have team coverage this morning. We're going to start with Ginger, who's in New Orleans with the very latest. Good morning, Ginger.
Michael, as if it's not eerie enough to have this city, which is so full of life usually, be completely dark. We had 80 to 90 mile per hour plus, some places close to here 100 mile per hour gusts for hours on end. But it is so much worse to our southwest, where some of those levees breached and even broke. You can check out the radar right now. It is still moving through Mississippi, and there is still rain, a lot of it to come. Those parishes just to our south and west on the west side of Lake Pontchartrain, I anticipate they're going to be doing rescues throughout the morning now that things are starting to improve a little here. But they are flash flood warnings all the way through Mobile. Tornado watch includes Pensacola and Destin, southwestern Alabama, too. So Ida is going to keep moving, and it's going to keep torturing land all the way through hard-hit central Tennessee. When it comes up against a front, New York and New Jersey will even see impacts from Ida on the order of up to a half foot of rain. I'll track all of that coming up. But for now, let's head back to you.
Okay, Ginger, we're going to be talking to you again in just a few minutes. But right now, let's go to Matt. Now on alert for flash floods. Ginger is tracking that all for us as well. Good morning, Ginger.
Good morning to you, Amy. Let me show you what this front is capable of. Take a listen first. So that's hail in Paw Paw, Illinois. Started up in far western New York and Pennsylvania along that cold front. The severe storms are going to blow into, say, Arlington, Virginia, up through Scranton, and even to Burlington, Vermont. That's who could see the damaging winds and even tornadoes. But the flash flooding, with everybody so tender after Ida, is so concerning. 1 to 3 inches falling very quickly. Anyone there from, say, New York City, Trenton, just west of New York, Trenton, back to Scranton, and down to Philly needs to be on the lookout. That happens tonight. I
definitely need to be on the lookout. Thank you so much for that, Ginger. Now we're going to turn.
RP. Join today. I am 100%.
We're dancing.
Getting better. Yeah. Here I come.
Oh.
I'm gonna do it all.
Okay. And that's a yeah. I'm a dancer now.
Hurricane Sam looked wildly strong over the weekend, now starting to die a bit, and no threat to the United States aside from rip currents and high surf. We'll get into that. But your local news and weather next.
But sunshine out there still this morning, and we're up to 63 degrees, but we're going to 80 today. This will be the last time we make that trip this week, and I can show you some scattered showers that are still wandering around the Hudson Valley, but they're not very close to the city right now.
See with sea lions. But first, good morning, Ginger.
Looks quite different, Robin, there than it does in North Dakota, where they had blizzard conditions.
55 mile per hour gusts, I-29. Very difficult to see. And
we do see warnings from the eastern Douglas foothills of Oregon all the way to Rice Lake, Wisconsin. I'll tell you about the severe storms and tornado threat later. Let's get the Select Cities now, sponsored by Amazon Alexa. Reno, Nevada already starting the new low
Weather now with Ginger. Hey, Ginger.
Hey, Eva, you know, Billings, Montana still has another inch or two to go, but 4 to 8 already in that winter storm warning still this morning. And a large part of the northern plains and northern Rockies have that. But as this low sinks south and the front sags below it, it's about the severe storms and the flooding rain in the Ohio River Valley. So the mid-south going to get both severe storms and the damaging wind possible. So you can see from Wichita Falls up to Poplar Bluff. That's overnight tonight. Then tomorrow, Mississippi gets into it, western Tennessee, and that includes Nashville. So we're going to be watching that. And then finally, we leave with a list of presidential cities, including Lincoln, Nebraska, 41, with a mix of rain and snow. That's the big picture. Let's get a check now a little closer to home. Thanks, Robin. You know, I think a lot of people that have kids will want them to do heart and belly right now because I've got some exciting thing that is going to get your heart rate up. Okay, it's the time of year where the hottest new toys are unveiled, and we have an exclusive first look at some of them, starting with the debut of this, the jetpack liftoff Buzz Lightyear from the upcoming Pixar movie Lightyear, which is the origin story of everybody's favorite space ranger. So Buzz has all these features, including those retractable wings. He's got some sound effects, a whole lot more, including a real-life vapor trail. All right, he's up. So let's talk about these. Oh, I thought I was going to hold him. Let's just hold on to Buzz. Moving to a different galaxy, Star Wars fans now can choose their own destiny with either the Darth Vader or the brand new Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's an electric lightsaber, both part of the customizable lightsaber line, so you can mix and match parts. Whew, this is exciting. Okay, so on to the premiere from Disney of the Proud family, Louder and Prouder. We've got the new Penny Proud fashion doll right here. And then this one, more exciting, a new reveal from the highly anticipated summer blockbuster, Thor, Love, and Thunder. It is Lego Marvel The Goat Boat, and that features 5 minifigurines from the movie. So you can see all of these and more, a whole lot more, on the Good Morning America Instagram page. Let's go ahead and get a check now, a little closer to home.
Weather Service not mincing any words, saying that this is a brutal storm that needs to be taken seriously, Robin.
It certainly does, Mola. Thank you. And Ginger joins us now from Pacifica, California, to time the storm out and where it is expected to hit. Good morning, Ginger.
Hey, good morning, Robin. The timing is now. We are in the first round of rain. You can see the agitated Pacific Ocean behind me. That's low tide. This is going to become an irate ocean in the next 12 hours as this thing approaches the coast. And you've seen that satellite image. It's a classic comma shape. We are going to see it traverse across the country. But first, this morning, there are also tornado watches still in existence from that first storm in Georgia, Alabama.
California for us. Ginger?
Robin, it is incredible how far north of the tornado reports made it into Illinois. Near Decatur, this is Maroa, Illinois, where that funnel is crossing across the landscape there. But this morning, there are watches up. Atlanta just got blasted. The tornado watch extends to Port St. Joe down in the panhandle of Florida. So Apalachicola, you're in it too. And this line's going to keep being ugly through the rest of the late morning and early afternoon. You see the timing there. It even gets to Tampa by later tonight. But again, this is the area you have to watch for the tornado threat. And also remember, this line has had incredible flash flooding with it, so keep an eye on that. If you see a flash flood warning, do not drive. That's the big picture. Let's get your local weather now in 30 seconds.
Drop these little weenies, not with my low E.
Millions are suffering from low energy, commonly called low E.
Conga line around the family room? Not with my low E.
With my low E, I can't even blow this guy. Well, I live this way. Planet Fitness replaces low E with Big E, which keeps you energized and glowing all day. Simply join through the free PF app. $1 down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends January 12th.
Look at my wieners now.
We could see near record high temperatures today, right?
Well, here in coastal California, it's all about those big waves coming in, the rain, the wind. When you get up to the Sierra, it is all about the snow. We're talking up to 4+ feet in a season that's already been very big. Stick around, more on this atmospheric river and the big West Coast storm.
Paper trading account, a virtual trading account. You want to start trading with that and start to buy stocks, sell stocks, etc. Following it like a hawk.
Professor Copeland, always dropping the knowledge. Appreciate it so much. Now let's go back to Ginger in California.
Yeah, Lindsay, the Pacific Ocean is whipping up. We've got the rain here, but already, and during their lines because they got kind of this rime ice on them. But there's more where that came from, and we're talking a whole lot more. When these systems in the next couple of days blow through, you're going to get 36 to 48 inches in some parts of the Sierra that have had 200+% of normal. Great start, a foot of rain in some places in Northern California. That's the big picture. Let's get a check now, a little closer to home.
Much warmer today. Right now, 58 degrees in Central Park, 54 in Islip this afternoon, 64 degrees. The record is 60 this evening. Also this evening, we also could have a few rumbles of thunder, 49 degrees. So tomorrow we start out in the 50s. We end up in the 40s. Temperatures will cool down throughout the afternoon. And
does all this rain help the drought or get rid of it? I've been asked that so many times we thought we'd answer. With the new drought monitor that came out, you can see it dents it, but it's going to take a whole lot more to get rid of it. So look at last week's, and then you had the New Year's Eve rain just alone. That deep red, that is the exceptional highest level. That was taken away with just the New Year's Eve rain. And so, yes, there is dent happening, but Lake Mead, for example, Lake Powell, those are fed by Colorado. So this rain really doesn't have much to do with it. Quick look at the snow, too. Snowpack is where we get big time into the reservoirs. That's looking big, more than 6 feet this weekend. Your local weather in 30 seconds now.
And good Friday to you. Still watching a little light rain moving across the tri-state area. A lot of this activity down to the upper 30s by Thursday. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Auto, right?
Auto, O-T-T-O. You don't hear that name very often. I do. Critics are.
Remember not long ago I was standing in the Mississippi River and we were talking about the extreme drought. Well, there's been some improvement. You can see here the Vicksburg, Mississippi. There's a barge actually moving through on the EarthCam this morning, which is great news. And we did see significant improvement in the drought just in the last week. So we had those severe storms, which is an unfortunate way, but it also came with the heavy rain. Watch as that kind of eradicates a lot of that moderate drought. So significant improvement. Of course, still a long way to go, and they need a lot of snow in the northern plains, which is also happening. Coming up on the GMA, we do start with the new romance scam warning. And we're going to meet a woman who was taken for $175,000. Also ahead, what Kelly Osbourne said after her mom, Sharon, revealed details about how to keep relatives from oversharing. I remember that. And the best facial cleanser for every kind of skin, Lori Bergamatto has got the right stuff. You don't want to miss it. Also, your local news and weather next.
Let's go to Ginger.
George, thank you. We've talked so much with this most recent storm on the West Coast about the rain and coastal flooding, like the video that you're going to see here. This is actually from Santa Cruz, and just that push of wave and water. Yes, that's where the initial danger is, but there is benefit from these storms, and there are more of them coming. Look, more than 6 feet of snow possible in the Sierra. Remember, we've had a huge season already. At this moment, the Sierra in general has an average snowpack of 179% above average, but that's the Sierra Nevada, which goes west into Northern California, into parts of southern. But look what happens with the Colorado River, which is where Lake Mead and Lake Powell get things from. That has to get the snowpack building in Colorado, which is above average, but we're going to need decades of that to get out of this 22-year mega drought. Just an update. Let's get a check a little closer to home.
And still watching a few light showers across.
Now to better than ever in the Dry January Challenge. This morning, we're going to spell out some of the benefits you can see from going for a month without alcohol. We've got 4 S's on the board, and Dr. Jennifer Ashton is back to do her best Vanna White impression.
Those are big shoes to fill.
Yeah,
but
you
I'm
got
gonna
it.
try.
I'm not worried about you, but you know, we got these 4 words that all.
And that is going to leave your skin feeling nice and smooth, but also cleansed.
Important. Okay, so you've got this one. Am I right? This one is for if you have oily skin.
This is if you have oily skin. So this is from Bliss.
Okay.
The name is Clear Genius. Now, this one has salicylic acid, and our expert told us the most important thing if you have oily skin is not to overdo it. I think sometimes the instinct is my skin is oily, I need to keep scrubbing it until it's bone dry. No. What he said is do not overdo it. So this one has salicylic acid, which will help exfoliate. Sometimes you'll see cleansers that have glycolic acid or salicylic acid. Glycolic acid people are out there searching for because it's going to give you that glow. They both exfoliate. The difference with this one from Bliss, which is $10, is that the salicylic acid will actually help reduce sebum, which is what you want to do and what Dr. Bauer says is key.
breakouts.
So that's great. It's gentle but effective.
Okay, and this time of year, it's so dry, you really want to help with the hydration. You've got one here for dry skin.
Exactly. This is from First Aid Beauty. It is their Pure Skin face wash. What we love about this one is that it will not strip that skin barrier, keeps everything really replenished, really dry. This is a top seller at Sephora and Derm Store, and that's because it's dermatologist tested. It's fragrance free. If you have dry skin, stay away from fragrance. You're looking for the word gentle on everything, right? And that's going to be key for that.
We were talking about these balms. This is kind of like the new wave of facial cleansing, right?
I feel like this is also, like you said, a TV person's dream.
Yeah. If you wear a lot of makeup and you really want to get clean, twice clean.
Oh, do you want to? Oh, yeah. I'll show you.
Are we doing it?
Oh, yeah. Let's do it. Get in there.
So
this is from Drunk Elephant, right? And then you're just going to take a little bit of water. There you go. Just water that up. This one is the Slay Drunk Elephant Cleansing Balm, another top seller. Incredible because it will leave skin really replenished. And what's important about all of the formulations here is that this will work for any skin type, but you want to make sure that if you have dry skin, you're using something that's cream-based and oily. If you have really oily skin, you want to make sure that you're using something that's foaming and a little bit more drying. Everything that we're seeing today is under $40. Really affordable. And again, you have to remember what our experts said. You want to get rid of that stuff so that all your other fancy skincare creams can work. So thank you for coming to my Right Stuff Spa.
I am
better than ever.
I love that you do all the research for us. You make it easy. Thank you so much, Lori, for these great picks. And you guys can shop all of these products on goodmorningamerica.com. All you got to do is scan that QR code right there on your screen. Ginger, over to you.
I just got a Drunk Elephant bar, facial bar, because I don't want plastic, and I love it. So I'm glad to see them over there. Okay. Also, football, because that's a really easy transition. The finale of the NFL regular season does kick off tomorrow, and I'll be watching that too, because I've got a son that is so into this right now. Two key matchups. The playoff implications are there. The Chiefs are facing the Raiders at 4:15 Eastern, and Kansas City really needs to win to clinch that top seed in the AFC. It's also going to be go big or go home for the Titans and the Jaguars. That game starting at 8 Eastern. You can see it all on ESPN and right here on ABC. Let's get a check now, a little closer to home.
Cloudy with a little light rain right now. We also have temperatures in the 40s for
essentials.
A big thank you to our friend Chase Rice for that great performance.
And one more birthday message.
Wow, you guys are really pulling out
take a look.
Hey, what's up, Cecilia? Happy birthday, feliz cumpleaños, deseándote todo lo mejor, mucha salud, and all the best to you and your family. Fuerte abrazo. See you soon.
Now I know why you guys don't come to work on your birthdays. Lesson learned. You guys got all my...
Birthday without a cake.
Thank you, guys.
I don't know if we could sing that to you without having to pay for it. But
You guys
that is great.
Thank you so much.
Next year you will take the day.
Now I'm off next year. Well, you've maxed out all my celebrity favorites, so we're done.
That's a good-looking cake. I'm hungry.
Thank you, guys. Have a good weekend, everybody. I'm going to eat cake.
Happy birthday!
Next week, say good morning to...
Hi guys, Jamie Oliver here. Tune in for 3 days cooking with me. The quickest, easiest, most delicious recipes for the new year.
Next week, the most delicious mornings are on
Good Morning America. It's going to be the best thing ever.
From America's #1 news comes the all-new ABC News app. Breaking news, incredible video, faster, smarter, and customizable to your interests. If you love being...
Heavy rains and again feet of snow. We're talking 60 to 80 inches in the Sierra. Now, some of the storms have made their way over the Rockies. One of them will develop. Alabama and Georgia needs to watch for tornadoes, but also damaging wind and hail, especially Atlanta, Birmingham, Montgomery. This is going to be rain as it moves up into the northeast and a wraparound snow. So there are a couple of winter weather advisories in northern New England. The answer to when this ends looks like by January 20th, the pattern starts to shift. So we will keep counting until then.
Okay, Ginger, thanks very much. Now to the Idaho College murders. The suspect due in court this morning. A judge has sealed the search warrant for...
This morning, man, he could play. Chris Conley is going to bring that to us. But first, let's go back to Ginger.
Hey, good morning to you all. They did it. The Sierra Nevada mountains now the snowiest start on record. So they beat out that legacy season of 82, 83. This is what it looks like when you go out just every couple days at Mammoth, because they're getting, 13, 14 feet since just the first of the year. And it must be very difficult and wars. However, Cottonwood Canyons, Utah, they've got to set off avalanches. They're triggering these so that they can mitigate the danger because there's more snow that will make it further into the Rockies. And this next system is going to bring upwards of 36 inches in parts of Colorado. That's the spot that Lake Mead and Lake Powell need it. So they haven't gotten the help from all the stuff that happened in the Sierra. They need it over here in the Colorado River Basin, and they're about to get it. Your local weather in 30 seconds.
Chevy Silverado factory lifted trucks.
The first round of showers moving through right now with more significant rain on the winds.
Fasenra may cause allergic reactions. Get help right away if you...
So one other benefit from all of this rain, the soil moisture, which has a lot to do with agriculture. This is November 1st of just last year, so this fall. It was down to only 2%, just parched and so hard. Well, by yesterday, up to 100% for a huge area. Coming up here on GMA, a health alert about an often misunderstood condition that could impact a woman's fertility. Dr. Ashton is here. And how dating apps are taking steps to prevent their users from falling victim to romance scams. Plus, Jamie Oliver's back, answering your questions. He's here live. Your local news and weather, they're up next.
Nutmeg, about half a nutmeg goes in.
What were you doing over there, Michael?
Mom always said, don't eat with your mouth full.
He made a beeline over there.
I want you to eat alone.
Oh, I appreciate that. Appreciate you're such a good friend. All right, we're back now with one match, second chance. When I had MBS 10 years ago,
Thanks, Robin. As anticipated, the drought monitor just came out, and there has been significant improvement, especially in California, in the extreme, meaning the second highest level drought. So you can see this is 2 weeks ago. This is last week, and there we are. We have eradicated that second highest level. We severe from 71 to 46%. Unfortunately, that is not making it over the Sierra into the basin that needs it most, that Colorado River Basin. So they did not see as much improvement, but we're getting even more rain through the next 7 days before this pattern shifts. Let's get a check now a little closer to home.
And we're seeing rain right now. Activity on the
closer to home.
And we're seeing rain right now.
For 12 months. To get this special limited time offer, call today or visit spectrum.com/reveal.
Okay, real talk for a sec. Laser hair removal at home sounds like a good idea, right? But is it right for you? Well, tomorrow on GMA, from what to use to what not to do, you gotta see this. It's Try Before You Buy, only on GMA.
We're not going to share what we just said to each other. Okay? We're not.
Have a great day, though.
Okay.
More Americans choose ABC News, America's #1 news source.